The World Health Organization's Regional Director for Africa, Mashido Moeti, has emphasized the urgent need for Nigeria to ramp up funding and investment in a robust data collection system to effectively combat malaria. With Nigeria accounting for 31% of global malaria deaths and 38% of deaths in children under 5, Moeti stressed the critical importance of the initiative. Speaking at a ministerial roundtable meeting in Abuja themed Rethinking Malaria Elimination in Nigeria, Moeti highlighted the necessity for the government to annually increase funding for malaria elimination programs. She advocated for the adoption of innovative approaches and technology to enhance the accuracy of data collection and facilitate targeted interventions.
I think rethinking is being very clear about the targets where we want to go, being very determined about the effectiveness of our actions, putting it together more efficiently, both from the government side and then investing more from all the stakeholders, including the government that has already started to invest, monitoring with data much more closely and accepting that Nigeria is not uniform everywhere, focusing different strategies where they are most relevant based on data, and then committing to a very disciplined, data-managed way of making progress. I think it is doable. Now, what a commitment from the partners as well, and from the state level. I think the next step is actually to do a plan, to work with the partners to do the investment. One very important thing is how, as partners, we can work closer together, more coherently together, in a more integrated way to ease the burden on the government side of working with all of us and to make the most of the resources that we will invest. Most importantly, the population, the community has to be involved, has to know. And for me, as somebody coming from outside, I can only thank and admire the leadership for making this very ambitious plan, but which I think is doable if we all work together.
Moeti also called for collective investment in health systems, emphasizing the imperative of improving primary healthcare services and reducing out-of-pocket healthcare expenses.
Well, in the process, there's already some communication and looking at how exactly, in what sort of quantity to use the vaccine. Certainly, the vaccine, let's emphasize, is a very important tool, but it's one of a range of tools. We must continue with the other things that are being used, the mosquito nets, the spraying, the treatment, the early diagnosis, and focusing particularly on children and pregnant women. So the vaccine will be extremely valuable. We are working with partners to introduce it as soon as possible. The government has to determine the degree to which we need to target it, where it will make the most difference, so that in an affordable way as well. So it's not just the vaccine. It's an additional tool. Everything else that we've been doing and talking about is just as important.
Furthermore, she urged the implementation of affordable health insurance schemes to alleviate financial burdens on citizens and ensure access to essential healthcare services.